Hello, welcome back to The Reset, episode 88 with me, Sean Tucker. This is what I would do if I was to go back and look at the times where I didn't look like I lifted at all. And if I really wanted to look like I lifted, these are the things that I would change. Number one, what I would do is I would not even look at my food. I would not even look at my training. I would actually look at the stress that I'm taking on. Do I feel like I'm adequate and capable in all of the areas of my life? That's the first thing I would look at. The second thing I would look at is sleep. Am I waking up feeling rested and feeling like getting out of bed is easy? Do I wake up without an alarm? These are the questions that I would answer or ask my client if they've been lifting for a number of years and they still don't look like they lift. These are the questions that I would ask them. The next thing I would look at, number 3, is actually progression. How much have you actually progressed in the last number of years of lifting? If you've lifted weights for 10 years, how much have you actually progressed on each one of your lifts? We'd look at your squat, your deadlift, your bench press, your row, your overhead press. Do you have capabilities outside of those as well? Do you have some bodyweight skills that you're adept at? For example, L-sits, handstand. What else? Human flags, dragon flag. Are you able to actually touch your toes while standing up without your knees bending? These are some really basic tests or questions actually, that you can get to know around how hard and whether or not someone's actually training progression and skill. Because if someone hasn't progressed in the last 10 years of lifting weights and they're still wondering why they don't look like they lift, you first have to go through step 1 and 2. And number 3 is look at training. The next thing I would do is look at nutrition. Because most people, and I was one of these people, the reason why nutrition falls after this is training intensity is important. If you're not training hard enough, your body doesn't require more energy to change. It doesn't need to adapt. So if you're going to the gym just to basically be in your routine and feel good and have more energy, you don't need to put in a lot of intensity. It's all relative. If you're just doing it for the routine that gets your body moving, and movement is medicine, that's fine. But don't expect it to be life-changing when it comes to the way that you look. So nutrition, what would I do? I wouldn't necessarily jump in straight to tracking. I'd actually ask, how many meals are you eating a day? Are you feeling hungry during the day? Are you snacking a lot? Because those really basic questions help me understand where you're at. What kind of foods do you predominantly eat? When you looked at a plate, or let's say you went to a sharing place where the food is in the center of the table and there's carb dishes, there's meat dishes, there's vegetable dishes, what do you predominantly fill your plate up with? Is it a variety, or do you predominantly focus on 1 or 2 things? Tracking and food tracking, to me, falls way, way, way down the line. Because these questions beforehand will make up the foundation of your body. It won't necessarily make you look super fantastic really quick, but I'm not about instant transformations, and I'm not about really creating quick, unsustainable transformations either. What I really care about is longevity and intensity and being able to sustain the training that you actually enjoy. That's what I care about more. What would I do next? So, first of all, we have stress, sleep. Then we have the intensity of your training and then nutrition. The last thing I would ask is, how supported do you feel? Do you feel like you're stuck in a routine? Do you feel like it's structured? And do you feel supported in your environment, in that it's helping you grow and that it's helping you go from sheer surviving to growth? Is it helping you grow, or is it keeping you the same, or is it shrinking you? So this is kind of the emotional side of things. So how well supported do you feel? If the answer is, I don't really feel supported at all, well, I would actually probably connect that back to your stress. If you're not feeling supported, you're probably pretty stressed. And then that has a downward flow effect, meaning it's affecting everything else. So I would probably flip the script and ask more questions around, what does support actually look like and feel like for you? Because when we start to create the environment that's conducive for you to grow, for you to look like you lift, for you to be supported and achieving your goals and performance, then we don't really have to do too much. We don't have to force it. We just facilitate the environment where it naturally happens. Because a gardener doesn't necessarily force the seed to grow. The gardener works best by optimizing the conditions in which the seed goes into. That's all. And then focuses on making sure that it gets the elements, right? Water, air, sunlight, and earth, minerals, and vitamins. That's pretty much it. Cover those bases and you're going to start really looking like you lift. And thank me later. I mean, this is the system that I use. This is the system that I consistently maintain my weight, consistently look athletic. Yes, I have a little bit of a dad pudge going on, but I also enjoy comfort foods. You know, I understand the trade-off that I have. Could I look more athletic and look like I have more of a ripped six-pack? Of course I can. But I also really enjoy chocolate. And I'm not going to lie to you about that. That's one of the lifestyle trade-offs that I have. And I'm okay with it. Will it change? It might. But for now, I'm happy with focusing on what I'm focusing on, what I'm prioritizing, and the way that I'm moving forward. So I hope today's episode has been helpful. And if you found it helpful and valuable, share it with just one person. That's all I ask. And yeah, that's how we grow the show. So thanks for tuning in, and I look forward to seeing you in tomorrow's episode.